What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fisher of Chicks Woodworking. My name is Peter, and today we are turning one 2x4 into 4 separate projects. Les, thank you for this comment. This was a email we actually got. It was a challenge seeing if we could make 4 different projects out of one 2x4. So that is what we're doing today. I've got a few projects in mind, so we're going to start with a cigar box. That's going to be the first thing we build, because that has been a project I've been wanting to make for a while, and then we're gonna make our way from there, see what else we can make out of one 2x4. So let's get into that. Alright, so I don't have any cigars with me, but I looked it up and it said that cigars are between 4 and 8 inches long on average. So we're gonna make this box 8 inches long. So basically what we're gonna do here, it's gonna be super thin. The walls are gonna be thin, so I think it's going to be about 3/8 inches thick. First thing we're going to do is mark this at 8.5 inches, since we want to have a little bit of extra room there for the cigars. 8.5 mark. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. Now we're going to take this over to the table saw and rip it down to make these pieces 3/8 inches thick. Alright, so we've got 3 pieces cut here. They are all 3/8 inches thick by 3.5 inches wide and 8.5 inches long. What we're going to do is use these 2 pieces as the longer walls there, and then I think we're going to make it 3.5 inches wide. So we're going to cut 2 pieces of this at 3.5 inches, and then once we've got all 4 pieces cut of our box, we're going to go ahead and 45 all of the angles. We've got 2 pieces cut at 3.25 inches wide, and here's what we got left over. So not a lot of waste, but perfect. So now what we're going to do, go ahead and 45 all of these. And for that, I'm going to do that on the table saw with the miter sled. Alright, so now that we've got all 4 of those pieces cut and they've got the 45-degree angle on them, looking good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little slit in the top of them, just right here along there on all 4 of these. So we're going to go back over to the table saw. And since these are only 3/8 inches thick, we're not going to put the table saw blade up very much, probably just 1/8 inch up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make this little divot that we're going to put in here. We're going to make it 1/4 inch wide, and that's where we're going to put a piece in there that's going to slide, and that's going to be the cover. And then for the bottom, we're just going to basically glue a piece onto it. We're not going to do any dados for the bottom, anything like that. We're just going to glue a piece on the bottom that we'll cut from the 2x4 later. But for now, we're going to take it back over to the table saw. We're going to get those divots cut there on all 4 of these, and like I said, they're going to be 1/4 inch thick. Alright, so now we've got all 4 pieces with a slit in them. Well, I should say 3 pieces. So if you saw what I did first with this piece, is I actually, instead of putting the blade up just 1/8 inch like I did for the rest, I put it all the way up and I just cut it. So this piece is actually shorter than all of the rest of them, and that is because that is where that piece, that cover, is going to slide off. So one piece needs to be smaller so it can clear that and you can slide it on and off. So I forgot to mention that, but that's why one is smaller. The rest have that slit on the top there. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is glue them all together just like you'd glue a box together. And how we're going to do that is like we do it with all other projects. And we're going to do the tape on the joints. So I'll show you that here. Grab some masking tape. Go ahead and place there. Half on, half off. Then you're going to go ahead and grab, I'm bleeding. My finger's bleeding, I don't know how. Then we're going to go ahead and line up these slits there, and we're going to want to put this together Just like that. Then I like to flip them over, really make sure that that tape is down, and you see there, the joint connects and those pieces are the same. Now we just glue them all together, wrap it up, tape it, and let it sit for a while. Alright, so while that's drying, we're going to make the top and the bottom. So we're going to cut this to 8.5 inches. Just cut another piece off, that's 8.5 inches. Alright, so now that we got it cut at 8.5 inches, what we're going to do is take it over to the table saw, and I've measured in between here with the slits. So that is about, I figured it out. I don't know, the table saw is set to it. Wait, I need to tell you guys. What was it? So from one divot to the other divot is 2 11/16 inches wide. So that's how wide our sliding top is going to be. I'm probably going to make it 1/16 inch less, or like half a 16th inch less than that. So it's going to be about 2 10/16 inches wide, just so it has a little bit of playing room. Alright, so I've got two pieces cut here. This one is about 1/4 inch thick. This one is about 1/8 inch thick. Because after cutting it, I realized that I guess I didn't make this slit 1/4 inch, which I thought I did. I don't know. I did something wrong. So the top piece is going to be 1/8 inch thick, which is flimsy, but it'll be fine because it's just a top that's going to slide on and off. So now what we need to do is make these the right size. So this one's fine. This is going to be the bottom. Basically, when this dries, we're just going to glue it on the bottom like that. And then these leftover pieces on the side, the excess, we'll just go over it with a flush trim bit on our router. So this one's going to be fine. We will put that aside for now. But this one needs to be thinner. It needs to be thin enough to go into this slot. So measuring from slot to slot, it is 2 11/16 inches wide. And it is, I don't know, 8.5 or something inches long. That's not really what we're worried about right now. So I've set my table saw to 2 10/16 inches away from the fence. And we're going to cut this down to that, and then that'll be able to slide in and out of that. So let's go cut this 1/8 inch piece. So the end result of it will be 1/8 inches thick by about 8.5 inches long by 2 10/16 inches wide. Yeah, it's a lot. Let's go cut it. Alright, we've cut that, so let's go ahead, slide it in. Very nice. A little bit of wiggle room, which is fine. So now I am gonna go ahead and attach the bottom to it. Basically just glue up the edges. Place this on, clamp it, and let it sit for another probably hour. Probably doesn't need too long, so we're just gonna clamp it up, let it sit for another hour. Alright, so we finished the cigar box, and now what we have left over is part of a 8.5 inch piece of 2x4. This little scrap right here, which I don't think we're going to use for anything, and this much of the 2x4 left. So we've got quite a bit left. I think the next project is going to be a squirrel picnic table. Now this is a video I did about how to make a squirrel picnic table way back. It actually just recently took off, so some of you might be here from that video. So if you are, welcome. But if not, we're going to make one of those real quick. And since I've made that, I've actually made them thinner and lighter and I think look a little bit nicer. So it actually takes less wood than that one did. So let's go ahead and start building that. got all the pieces cut for the squirrel picnic table, and this is what I have left over so far, the 3 pieces. And then, of course, I've got the 2x4 left over, which there is still quite a bit of it left. And we are only 2 projects down, so I say we are doing pretty damn good. We have exactly 71 inches of the 2x4 left. And if the 2x4 is 96 inches, that means we have used about 15 inches, 25 inches. We've used 25 inches, which is pretty dang good. All right, let's build the table. Alright, so I forgot I had to round over all the pieces, so now they're all rounded over, and now I can assemble. Also, if you like this router table I made from just using scrap wood, click in this corner or this one, and you can see how I built that. But let's get to assembling. Alright, so we're going to let that dry for a bit and then move on to the next steps, but obviously that needs to dry before we can keep going. And now what we're going to make is a TV remote holder. This is something that I made a while ago as a Christmas gift, but I was thinking I could use one for my house, so we're going to make a TV remote holder. TV remote holder's coming along great. I am going to need 3 more of these little pieces here from the bottom, so maybe 4. Probably 4. I'll take a little bit more wood off the 2x4 and finish this up. Alright, so this is what I have left of the 2x4. Decent amount for the last project. So I think I'm going to make a little step stool out of it. I did a video a while ago about a little stool just out of one 2x4. And I think I'm going to follow the same type of build for that. So using some half laps, make a little tiny step stool. So let's get into that. there it is. We have 4 projects. All of these came from one 2x4, and I've got a few scraps left over, nothing big. I think this is the biggest one I have left over. So yeah, all of these came from one 2x4. The stool, I don't know how I feel about it. I was realizing that I was running low on wood while building it, so the supports aren't super sturdy. It's currently still drying, actually. I haven't sanded it yet, but this is basically what it's going to look like once it's done. So I don't know, maybe a little end table or a tiny little nightstand, maybe just a little thing to put your feet up on the, you know, when you're sitting on the couch. But I don't know if it can really hold a person, and obviously can't try yet because it's not dry yet. But, you know, nice little end table if nothing else. Then, of course, the Squirrel picnic table came out very nice. And then a project I've never made before, which was this remote control holder, which I actually really like. And I think I might sand this really nice and then stain it and sell it on Etsy. We'll see, because it was pretty easy to make. And then the cigar box came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I did a nice round over on the bottom there. But yeah, there's that. You've got the sliding drawer thing. Slides right back on like that, super easy and nice. So there it is, 4 projects, all from one 2x4. I enjoyed this challenge. This took me all day, actually. This was what I did all day. But yeah, I'm happy with the way it came out. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, comment down below any other videos you'd like us to make. Like I said at the beginning, this video was one that we did because of a comment, so never know, your comment could become a video. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.